everyone, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I am creating another spread in my November 2022 Cocoa Daisy Traveler's Notebook. Today I'm actually featuring a 2-page spread, and what has inspired this page is this pattern paper. I absolutely love it. I wanted to use it partially for my title, but I also wanted to make it into something that it really wasn't intended for, which is cutting like this fancy decorative edge here, and to create that little bit of a difference, to know that it's just a page that needs to be turned as opposed to just like a regular page in my TN. So today I am documenting a story about my son who is taking horseback riding lessons, and doing some different things and working outside of his box on his own, and documenting that story of this night in particular. So I have a large photo that I used for the left side of my spread with the pattern paper, and then when I turned it I had 3 smaller photos of him actually riding the horse, and I will tell a story on the back side of this leaf pattern paper eventually. So for my title, I am going to use the title, Give Thanks for the Small Moments. And the words give thanks, I am using the brown puffy stickers in the kit this month, and then for the small moments, I am using this small alpha sticker to add it as almost like a subtitle. I love how these colors go together, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the sticker sheets from the sticker set this month and grab a small border piece and add it right below it to kind of make it a grounding element for my title. Now, because the color of this kind of was similar to the leaves on the pattern paper, I'm going to take my micron pen and outline around it to give it just a little bit more emphasis. Once my title is in place, I'm going to go through all of my die cuts in ephemera, and now this is going to be from the TN kit, the pocket page kit, and the add-ons. So I'm pulling from various kits. So I'm going to grab a label, another piece that says the best things in life are made up of moments like these, and then this banner piece I will add on above some leaves that says on a nature walk. So I do fuss a lot. I absolutely love these sticker back die cuts. I struggle all the time though trying to get the backing off, and it has nothing to do with the ephemera. It is all to do with me, because I am a nail biter and I just can never get a hold of it. So I use my tool to help get that off, and I do layer up some leaves and die cuts to create my title in the bottom left. I also add in my date on that label stamp. The blue floral that you see there on the bottom, I eventually am going to take that off and replace it. I wanted something there, but I decided the blue just wasn't working. I tried to pull in the color of his jeans, it just didn't happen. So to add one more little bit of embellishment on my title page, I decided that the pieces that I cut off of this page, I fussy cut some of the leaves out and made a very small embellishment cluster on there, and then I added a little acorn on top of it to complete that off. So this is where I come back in. When I was looking at that sticker sheet with the acorn, I pull off the blue flower and I add in this leaf on there. I do kick it down a little bit on that side of the page, and I will trim the bottom of that stem off, and the side is going to be, for the most part, done. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on page 2. I use a lot of rub-on elements on this side. I do have this circle sticker that I pulled out that I wanted to use on this side of the page. It says we need to do more of this. So I left that sit there for the time being until I can get all of my rub-ons on. I do add this leaf on here, and then I'm going to add in this sticker, which I do move in a bit, but I do go back to my rub-ons and I grab this 3 cluster of florals. I cut them apart and I end up staggering them differently than what they had on the rub-on sheet. I do varying heights, I crisscross them and layer them over, and this is where I decided to put the circle sticker, but I didn't like how this banner was so close to it, so I pulled it off and moved it up above. I think it helps balance out this side of the page a little bit more. So before I add in this circle sticker, I'm going to add in that 3rd little element there, add it on and stick that down. That little cluster is going to be done, but whenever I was pulling off those, I saw this phrase that says together, and I absolutely love that, so I had to add that on along with a couple other leaves. I love this yellow color leaf on this side. I will add that in. And then from this point on, I am going to go into my stamps. I love the TN stamps. They include the months. So this word month, this word November for this month, I'm going to use with my brown archival ink. I do test it once to get a good stamp impression, and I'm going to add that to the left side of my center photo. Once that is in, I'm going to grab a floral leaf off of the other stamp set, and I am going to add this one kind of underneath my top photo, just to add a little bit of something peeking out from behind that photo, and then I'm going to use another puffy sticker leaf that coordinates with some of the other colors and add that at the bottom of that. Now, at the top and the bottom of my photos, there was some of this blank space, and I wanted to fill that in, so I did that using my washi. So I tore off some small, it's like a half of the width of my washi, and I added half of it to the top of that photo, and then I'm going to add the other half down here to the bottom of my photo, showing off that torn edge, and I love how that comes together. So for this orange side of that little flap that I trimmed off, I loved this 3x4 card that said give thanks, so I fussy cut that out, and I'm going to actually adhere that onto that side, but before I do, I'm going to add in a large leaf rub-on that coordinates pretty much with everything else that was going on this page, especially the other side of this paper. So I'm going to take a minute, fussy cut that, and really make sure that this gets down really good. And I'm going to add that to this orange, and I love how this looks once this give thanks is down. It looks so good, you guys. I absolutely love how this piece turned out. I do pull in more of the puffy leaves. I love these this month. I'm so glad I ended up with loads of these. I'm going to add a dark brown one and then more of a gold tone one. I'm going to layer them over each other. And that gold one, I do bump off the bottom of the page, and I will snip it off here eventually. I do add a label in though. I'm going to add some more stamping to my page. I'm going to grab another stamp set, and I'm going to use the word grateful. And I'm going to use the same brown archival ink. That way everything coordinates together and it helps tie in everything. So to fill up that space, I add that leaf back down, trim off the bottom, and that little cluster piece is done. So for the other side, I forgot I had the chipboard, and I loved this piece here. It says my heart is full. It helps bring in some more of that pink that is very light in this page. So I do add that to the bottom of my title. And then last but not least, I'm going to go into my enamel dots and go crazy with them, adding them to every page, tucked under different elements, under different leaves, around the circles, and then I'm going to call my page done. I do add journaling. Oh, I forgot. I added some white acrylic splatters on this leaf page. They were so busy and so much going on, and I wanted to help make the white in it pop more. So I went in and added some white acrylic splatters, and I love how it turned out. So this is where I call this page done. Here are some close-up photos at the end. You can see how I added in my journaling on the back of that little flat page. Thanks so much everyone for joining me today. If you are not a subscriber, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, and thanks so much for all of the thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.